Hey, what's up everybody? It's Coach Matt over here at Primal Athlete Training Center, www.primalatc.com. What I wanted to do today real quick is to show you how we built our Olympic lifting platform. I'm a big how-to guy. I'm actually coming out with a video on how to basically train and create training material for your entire track and field team for under $200. That video is going to be dropping here in the next few months, right in time for track season. But I wanted to also show how I was able to build this Olympic lifting platform for under $200. Now, a lot of people out there will look at catalogs and see Olympic lifting platforms with their logos on it for, $900,000, $850 was some of the pricing that I had received. So I decided, hey, why not go out and do it on my own? There are a lot of plans online. There are a lot of plans on videos on YouTube, but I wanted to show you kind of how I did it and how I was able to put my logo on there as well. So here you go.
So the first thing that we want to look at is the materials that went into this. Basically, what you're going to need are 5 4-foot by 8-foot by 3/4 inch sheets of plywood. Now, 4 out of those 5 sheets of plywood could be the least expensive, crappiest plywood that you could find. I found the 4 really cheap plywood for $19 per sheet. The 5th piece of plywood that you need is also 4-foot by 8-foot by 3/4 of an inch, but that needs to be a little bit higher quality. That's actually what makes up the top part of this platform. So what you'll be able to see is that the side of the platform here, if we look down by the bottom layer, you see right there, the bottom 2 pieces of plywood that are laid side by side are going sort of left to right, horizontally, across the bottom. So that makes up the bottom 8-foot by 8-foot section by connecting those 2 4x4s together. And then as you swing around here to the front of the platform, you see that the middle 2 sections right there at that crease, they're going vertically, top to bottom. So what you've done is instead of laying the sheets right on top of each other perfectly, the bottom 2 sheets are laid left to right, the middle 2 sheets are laid top to bottom, and then they are glued and screwed together with some real heavy-duty wood adhesive that you would put in a caulk gun, and then screwed together with I believe they're 1 1/4 inch wood screws along the entire perimeter of those 2 bottom sheets. Now, once that's done, we went ahead and marked off where the middle of our 4-foot by 8-foot section is going to be. So we measured 2 feet in from the left, 2 feet in from the right on both the front and the back, and then we just drew a line, and that gave us exactly where the middle of the platform is going to be, that 4-foot by 8-foot section of plywood that you see there. Now that sheet of plywood cost me $39. So that was a really high quality, expensive sheet of plywood. It's called like OHM, OMC, UHV, something like that. Really high end, nice, good looking, clean sheet of plywood. On top of that, guys, if you can find 4-foot by 8-foot rubber matting from a tack shop or from a horse supply store, feed supply store, you definitely want to get that. I was not able to. I found 4 by 6 inch. So you can see as we move over here, the 4 by 6 inch, there is a seam. I had to buy 2 of them. But what you do is you slice the 4 by 6 mats right down the middle to make 2 by 6 mats. Those are laid on either side, and with real heavy duty adhesive caulk, they are glued down on the sides. And then the other 4 by 6 mat, we took 2 2-foot by 2-foot squares and used that to finish off the bag. You can see it's not exactly perfect, but it's really good. Once that was glued together, once the middle piece of plywood was glued together with wood caulk or wood adhesive, we got real nice zinc plated bolts or screws, wood screws, and we screwed them down. So you can see here, they're the real nice kind of zinc wood screws. They're not going to rust. They're not going to get nasty looking. They give it a nice kind of high quality, almost like a brass color. So we went around the entire platform the wood and the rubber. You can see it right there. And we screwed the entire platform together. Now in total, this platform weighs probably about 250 pounds, real heavy duty, and will take a beating. Now, this is what we want to talk about here in the middle. How did we put the logo on there? It's real simple. What I did was, starting right where you can see the divide between sort of where the urethane has already set up and where it has not there in the back, we took some green painter's tape and laid the painter's tape end to end all the way to the bottom. So you can see the 2-foot section at the bottom. So we made a 4-foot by 4-foot square. Then what I did is I took my logo and I actually put my logo into Microsoft Paint and was able to print out a 42-inch wide version of my logo. It printed out on about 28 sheets of white paper. Now, if you want to go to Office Max, I'm sure they can do that, but it's probably more expensive. I then taped or put the puzzle together right on top of the tape, and using a razor knife, I cut through the paper deep enough where it was going to cut the green tape. From there, I just pulled off the green tape to create the Primal logo so that only bare wood was showing through. Then went ahead, painted the Primal logo in black, then pulled off the tape for the red stuff, covered up the Primal logo, and spray painted the red where that needed to go. So from there, all we've done is just went over the middle with some urethane. We're going to go over the top and bottom with some clear shellac, clear urethane, to keep everything nice and pretty. But as you can see, guys, what that does is it kind of keeps everything together, makes it so that the logo itself stands out. The paint is protected and hopefully will last for a long time, but it also makes it waterproof so you can go over it with a mop when kids are on there sweating, dropping their sweat and everything else. You can clean it up real easily. So hopefully this goes to show you guys less than 200 bucks. I think with the caulk and with the green painter's tape, you know, with the plywood and the 2 rubber mats that I had to buy. Remember, I couldn't find the 4x8, so I got the 4x6. But with the 2 rubber mats that I got, you know, it came to still under $200. You know, real simple to put together. It probably only would have taken a few hours, but I did it sort of an hour here, an hour there. But it only took about 3 hours total to assemble. Real heavy duty, it's going to take a beating. It's going to last a real long time. And again, it's about 1/5 of the price of what you would pay from a big catalog company, not even including the shipping. All right, guys, so great little thing you can do on your own. And if you have any questions, make sure to email me, matt@primalatc.com. Talk to you later.